Back everybody, the Joey Osborne Show. I'm your host, Joey Osborne, and for today's YouTube exclusive video, I'm going to be ranking all the 2022 to 2023 NHL Reverse Retro jerseys. I know this is from a little bit ago, but I want to get some more hockey content, and I know a lot of people like, doing jersey rankings and stuff, and also, if I had a YouTube channel when that happened, I would have totally done it, and I've been wanting to do this one for a while, so we're going to do it for this one, and we'll be doing some other jersey ranking videos too for all sorts of different leagues as well. I'll probably do the old Reverse Retros from even before this one, and I'll probably do some other ones in other leagues now. I'll probably do like the City Edition stuff, NBA-wise. I know MLB, their City Connect things to expand this year. I think the Pilots are getting one, so I'll be doing all sorts of stuff like that. So I'll be doing a lot more of like jersey rankings too here. So this is one of the first ones we're going to be doing, but yeah. No, very excited to do this here, and let's get into it. The Anaheim Ducks, and I think this is a C. This is an average jersey I like. The old Anaheim Ducks logo. I think they're going to finally head back to it next season. I'm a big fan, honestly, of it. It's just a nice, clean-looking jersey. It's not as good as some of the other ones in here, but it's a nice, clean-looking one. It's not like anything horrific or anything. It's a nice-looking jersey, and I think it's definitely a good one. Just want to own and stuff. I think it's a very nice one to own. It's a nice clean one. I think it's better as, say, it's a normal jersey than, an alternate, but it looks good, and I like it. So let's go on here with the Arizona Coyotes with the another Kachina logo, and I like this one. I don't like it. I'm going to put it as a B. I don't like it as much as the one they had last time with the purple, but the orange really works. I really like the cactuses on the bottom, that whole, drawing there. It looks really good. Honestly, I'm a fan of this one. I think it's one of the better ones there. I'm putting it at a B right now because it's pretty similar to the one I had last time, but it looks good, and yeah, it's a nice one. So let's move on to the Boston Bruins here. They brought back the Pooh Bear, and it's a nice one. I gotta give it an A. I think definitely it's one of the best ones they have this year. I think it's just one of those classics that a lot of Boston fans really like. I'm not a Boston fan, but even I have to agree. It's a really nice jersey. I just like the way it looks. The logo looks great. A lot of the striping, especially on the bottom, it just looks good. Great font. Overall, it's a great jersey, and it's just a nice one to own, I think. I don't own it, of course, but if I was a Boston Bruins fan, I would probably get that in a second. But next up here we have the Buffalo Sabres, and I really like this one. I'm gonna give it a B here. I really love they brought back the goat head logo. And, it's a very nice jersey, and I probably would rank it higher. But they kind of we also did the bullhead, except with the black and red as an alternate, and that just looks phenomenal. That one's, this one's great, but it can't compete with the black and red one. That one's just spectacular. But this is a good Reverse Retro jersey. I like what it does. It's one of the better ones they have. And, yeah, no, it's a nice one. And I just overall like it. I think it's cool that Buffalo went back to that. It's a cool logo, and I think it's one of the better ones on here. Next up, we have the Calgary Flames, and I'm giving this one a D. I know it's a really iconic jersey for fans of Calgary, but I don't understand the stripe here in the middle. I just don't understand. It just doesn't look good to me. But there's a lot of fans in Calgary that love that one, and they probably bought this one up quick, but I'm just not a fan of this stripe. It just doesn't look good, man. I don't know why. It just doesn't look that good, but they're big fans of it, and I think they're very excited to see that stripe come back. But yeah, honestly, compared to the rest of them, I don't like this one at all. I don't think it's very good. I gotta give it here pretty much a D here. It's not the worst one possible, but it's not that good. Next up we have the Hurricanes, Carolina Hurricanes, and I'm giving this one F. This one, it's a great jersey as a regular jersey, but as a Reverse Retro, it just kind of stinks. You know what I mean? The overall looks good. It just looks like a normal jersey. It's nothing special, you know what I mean? These are just, special, fun jerseys, old throwbacks. This just doesn't look like that to me. I'm not a big fan. I think they should have gone hard for Whalers again. In my mind, I think they could have done something cool again with that. Maybe a blue Hartford Whalers one. I think that probably would have been better. Or if you're going to do, a Hurricanes, maybe try to do, a older one. So they really stayed the same for the most part in their timing. But this literally is just, the red version of their white jerseys, their away jerseys. That literally is what it is. It just, you expect more from it. It's a good-looking jersey, But as a reverse retro compared to the rest of them, it's just one of the worst ones. Just because it's just a normal jersey. It's nothing special. You know what I mean? And next up we have the Chicago Blackhawks one, and this one's also awful. Like, it's cool that they went back and did something like an older classical one, but it just does not look in the way the rest of them do. It just doesn't look that good, and it's insanely similar to Detroit's one, which also is not good. But yeah, definitely they've had a horrible season this year, and this just like their season. This jersey is it's awful. I don't like it. I think they should have gone something a lot better, but they decided not to, and that's what. It's just not the best one. And next up here, we have the Colorado Avalanche. That one's a C. I think it's middle of the road. I think it's cool they brought back the Colorado Rockies uniforms for whenever the Devils won Denver for a year or two. I think that's very cool. I like that pretty much. Definitely looks good. And why is my Siri going off? No. It's good now. But yeah, definitely a lot of interesting stuff here. Like, I like it a lot as a jersey, but compared to the rest of them, it's kind of blandish compared to some of the other ones. But it's a good looking jersey in my opinion, and I would say I'm a fan of it. But there's a better one there's another Rockies Kansas City Scouts one of colors that just looks better in my opinion, and we'll get to that one later. But it's an okay one. I think I actually, you know what? I'm gonna give it a D. It's compared to the rest of them. I still look at the other ones around there. It just didn't seem like it fit in. I think D's probably where it belongs. It's just not as good as what it should be. Next up here we have the Columbus Blue Jackets, and honestly, I really like this one. It's not as good as the last time, but I'm gonna put it at a B. But it's a really solid, nice looking jersey. I think they should really think about keeping this as an alternate. It just looks really good in my opinion. I'm a big fan of teams that don't normally have black. Whenever they do some black, it can sometimes be really good or really bad. This is one of those ones where it looks really good in my opinion. I really like it, but compared to some of the other ones, it's just not as good. So I just want to put it as a B. But it's definitely it's nice jersey. I think I definitely like it. You know what I mean? It's not bad at all. Next up, we have Detroit's, and this is just awful. I hate this one. It's literally pretty similar, if not exactly the same as Chicago's. It's an really old vintage one that tries to, look cool, but it just does not. And Detroit has just had two really awful reverse retros. The other ones were literally just white and gray, and they looked awful. But this one may take the cake for being even worse. They just have not been good in my opinion. But yeah, definitely, I think that's enough easily. Next up here we have Edmonton Oilers. I love that they brought back the Oil logo, and I'm going to give it an A. I think it looks great. I think it's one of the best ones they have here. It's just a good looking jersey in my mind. I just really like it, and if you're an Edmonton Oilers fan, they really like that old logo, and it's one that they really enjoy. So I think that's a good one. And next up here we have the Florida Panthers. I'm giving this an A here. It's one of the better ones. It's one of the best ones out there. I think it looks very good. I'm still a bigger fan of what they did the last time, but this one, it's very Miami. It's just it fits the area really well in my mind, and it's just, it looks good. I like it. Next up here we have the Los Angeles Kings one, and I'm going to give it a C here. The first one they had, I really thought that was a great one. That looked really good. This one's it's just not as good in my mind. It's still a nice one, but it's just not as good as what they had the last time, in my opinion. It's not an improvement. It's still, I really like that they continue to bring back the purple and gold, but it's just not as good as the one they had last time. I think that one's just a better one, but it's a decent one in my mind. Next up we have the Minnesota Wild, and they went back, did another North Star one, and I think this one is definitely better than what they did last time with the white one. It's still not a spectacular one, that's why I'm going to put it at the B tier, but it's still a nice jersey. I think it still looks very good. Definitely, if you see it on the ice, it looks very good on the ice. But yeah, I think it's one of the better ones they have, and I'm a big fan of this jersey because the Wild, they don't have the best jerseys, but this is a nice one in my mind. I do really like this one. Next up here we have the Montreal Canadiens, and I'm going to put this one at an A. I really like them going to the Montreal Expos to form a baseball team and doing the baby blue. It just looks great. Honestly, baby blue jerseys, especially in baseball, they look really good. And this one really translates well to hockey as well. I think this is just a great jersey. I like what I see, and honestly, it's really cool. I think also they really did enjoy wearing that, especially Yuppie, their mascot, because he is actually the former Expos mascot. And then after the Expos left, he became the Canadians one, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I think it's a very good looking one. I'm a big fan of this, and it looks great on the ice too. If you watch game footage of them using it on the ice, it looks very good. Next up here we have the Nashville Predators. This one's, I think it's D, honestly. I personally like the design, but compared to some of the other ones, it just doesn't look that good. It's that logo. It's a cool old-fashioned logo. The palm is, it just really doesn't fit in here. Like it just, like anything like the normal NHL ones, like it's just kind of like creepy on me. Honestly, like it's just not the best one. But yeah, it's so that's why I'm gonna put it at D. But I personally like it, but it's not the best one out there. Like I think Nashville last time had a lot better one. And Nashville, I think, has some good jerseys. This one, it's okay, but it's not up to the standard that some of the other ones they have had are. Next up here we have the New Jersey Devils. This is, honestly, I think this is an S. I'm sorry. Like, I know this is going to be real to put up an S, but something about the blue, the yellow, and the red, it just works for me. Like, it's very similar to this one. That's because these are both based off the similar if not the same jerseys, actually. Because the Devils won Colorado as the, I think they were called the Rockies when they were there, and they used that logo. So this is kind of like a runoff of that, except they used the New Jersey logo, Devils one, which looks fantastic in the red, gold, and blue. It just looks great in that. And overall, I think this is, out of these two, because they're pretty much basically based off the same jersey, this one's significantly better. It's something about that jersey, it just like pops to me. It stands out compared to some of the other ones in my mind. It just stands out, and I think it looks great on its own here, and it's a fun one to have, I think. Next up here we have the New York Islanders. It's okay. I think I'm going to put it a B. There's a lot I like, and there's some things I don't like. What I like is they brought back the Fisherman logo. That's awesome. I think that was the big problem with the ones they had last time is they just did a navy blue one of their normal jerseys, and it just didn't look that different from what they usually wear. My problem with this one, though, is the navy blue. I just don't think the navy blue looks good with the Fisherman. I think if they would have done more of like a teal or like a lighter blue, I think this would look a lot better. I'd be a much more bigger fan of this one. Like, it's not bad, but it could be better, if you know what I mean. But, yeah. No, definitely, it's overall still a good choice. Next up, you have the New York Rangers, my most despised team right now. And I think this is an A. I don't think this is as great as the one they had last time with Lady Liberty, but this one looks pretty good. I think it's definitely solid. I think out of all of them, it's one of the best ones they have, and it just looks good in my mind. Next up here we have the Ottawa Senators. This one is a C. I originally put it at a D, but like, seeing it on ice, it looks a lot better on ice, and it is growing on me, but it's definitely not the best one out there by far. It's pretty similar to their actual homes, but it's better than what they had last time. Last time was their homes except just in red. So this is definitely a big improvement. I think the logo, even though it's a similar logo, it's actually not the same one they're using right now. It's actually the older one from the 90s, and I do think it looks really good on there. And so this one is like, it's growing on me, but I'm still not, I don't think it's better than any of these ones up here. Like, it's not better than, in my mind. Next up here we have the Philadelphia Flyers. I hate this one. Like, this one is barely different. Like, the only difference between this one and last one's is this one's white. It just looks like a normal Flyers jersey. Like, it's nothing special, you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing, like, somewhat new but old. It's just an old Flyers jersey, and it just doesn't look that good to me. Like, it's just a bland jersey in my mind. I don't think it looks very good, and also, it is also the Flyers, so I can't like the Flyers, but that jersey, like last time I thought they had a good one last time. This time, I'm sorry, but they just don't. This one's just awful in my mind. Next up here, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins, and they brought back RoboPen, and I love this one. This one's an S tier by far. This is actually, I think, this is the best reverse retro out of all of them. They all look pretty good for the most part, except for a few, but this one, it just takes the cake. Like, just bringing back RoboPen was the best thing they could have done. And the only good thing the Penguins did this year was bring back RoboPen. Other than that, they've been awful, but hey, at least they look good when they're losing. Of course, they're not using these anymore, so they're not looking as good, but yeah. Next up here, but overall, I think the RoboPen was really awesome. I think it's really cool they brought it back. And I know this one, I did buy this one. I think this is probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite jersey I have here. Like, it's a definitely really nice one, and it's a fun one to have here. Next up here we have the San Jose Sharks. A lot of people like this one, but I'm not a big fan of it. I'm gonna put it at D. Like, I think it's really cool they went back to the Seals, but like just the Sharks logo, it just doesn't look right to me. There's something about like it just doesn't look that good to me in my mind. Like, it's cool they brought it back. I'm happy they brought back the Golden Seals idea because I'm a big fan of the Golden Seals and stuff. Like, I think it was really cool. It's a cool like franchise you like go around like learn about and stuff. Like, it's got some very cool history. But this one just isn't that good. I'm sorry. I just don't think I can get with it. Like, it's kind of like the what the Minnesota Wild did the first time with the North Stars. Like, it's cool they used the colors, but it just doesn't look like a North Stars jersey. It just looks like you just twist your colors to something else, and it just doesn't look that good. And also, I just don't like the watermark. I don't think the watermark looks good. I think if they would have used the actual like Golden Seals logo, I would be a lot different on this, but it just doesn't look that good. Next up, we have the Seattle Kraken. That's a B. It's a good, solid-looking jersey. I like it. I think it looks good. Nothing special, but it looks good. Next up here, we have the Dallas Stars. I think this is an A1. I really like it. It's a lot like the Blue Jackets one with like the black. Actually, it's pretty similar, but this one, like last time, I really liked they brought back the old Stars logo, but you could barely see it with the white. It just didn't look good. This time it's a lot more defined and it looks a lot better on my mind. And I think I easily prefer this over last time's Reverse Retro. And it's a nice jersey. I think this is Dallas Stars. They don't really have the best jerseys in my mind, but this one's pretty great. Like, I think this is a very good jersey. It's a nice one to have. I would say, like, just looking at it, like it's a very nice one. Next up here, the St. Louis Blues. This is a C. I think it's middle of the road. A lot of people don't like this. I don't hate it, but I'm not really a big fan of it. I thought last time they had a lot cooler one, but it looks good in my mind for the most part. But it's not the best one, in my opinion. So I'm gonna put it as C. Next up here we have Tampa Bay Lightning. I gotta put this at D. I thought it could look really cool if like it was a toned down one, but they didn't tone it down. They kept it as crazy as the original was. And this is too much going on with this jersey. Like, it's really cool, but it's also really ugly. So, and overall, honestly, like I don't think I'd actually wear it if I had a choice to wear it. I don't think I would. Like, it looks cool, but it also looks not cool. You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird there. So I'm gonna give it a D for the most part. Next up, we have the Toronto Blue Jet Maple Leafs. Yeah, I don't know why I'm saying that, but I'm gonna give that a C. It's a nice looking one on the ice, but it's not that different from what they normally have in my mind. So there's not much really creativity with it. So that's why I'm gonna give it a C there. I just don't think it's really anything that's special for the most part. But yeah. Next up here we have the Vancouver Canucks one. I love this one. I'm gonna put this in yes tier. I think this is one of the best ones out there. It just looks great. Like, it's just everything fits in perfectly fit. The old Vancouver Canucks logo looks spectacular on it. The colors make it look like a really vintage one, which is really cool. Like, it actually looks like something out of like the 70s or the 60s, hockey-wise. And I think that's what makes it look really. I think that's what makes it really good because like it looks like an actual old jersey, and I think it's like so clean on it, but also not. Like, it's just overall, it's a nice, fun throwback that looks very good on the ice. Next up here we have the Vegas Golden Knights, and they really don't have much to choose from. I'm not sure what the heck they got inspiration for this one, but it's pretty cool, honestly. And then also, it glows in the dark, so I gotta give it an A. Like, if you have a jersey that glows in the dark, I gotta give it an A. Like, that's just cool. And honestly, I really love, like, the whole Vegas watermark. I love when Pittsburgh brought it back. I think usually when you have a watermark on a jersey, it looks really good, and in this case, that's exactly the point. It really does look really good. I really like in Vegas, they got some nice jerseys they've made in the past. I think their Reverse Retro last time was okay. This one is spectacular. Honestly, if I was them, I'd really consider making this the home jersey. Because the gray one's not the best. That's their home. I really like their gold one, but I think this one, if you made the home, that looked really nice in my mind. Next up here we have the Washington Capitals. As much as I hate this team and hate Ovechkin, this thing's amazing. I love this thing. Like, they had a really cool one last time, and I thought it looked really cool for the red. But this time they decided to go exactly throwback right to the dot, and it looks spectacular. Like, it's just a nice looking jersey. I think between this and RoboPen, those are the two best ones they did this year. And on the ice, it looks spectacular. Like, it actually looked like you're watching the Capitals in like 2005, if like Ovechkin just as a rookie. It was pretty cool. And lastly, we have the Winnipeg Jets. I'm gonna put this as C. it's a solid, nice looking jersey. I think it looks good, but like it's nothing that different or special. You know what I mean? But like if they made this like the away one, I think this would be a very good like away jersey. Like it's just better more as like a standard. Like it's a good throwback, but like it's something that should be more of a standard than a throwback in my mind. Like honestly, the Winnipeg Jets, they should probably go back to that logo. I think it looks better, but yeah, it's a nice jersey and I like what it does. So that's gonna do it here for this ranking video. If you enjoyed it, please comment, like, and subscribe if you want to see more of this, because I'm gonna be doing some more NHL ones. We're gonna be doing some more we're gonna do some MLB ones, play NFL for sure, and definitely NBA ones as well. Jersey rankings wise. So if you're really a big fan of like jersey rankings and stuff, I'm gonna be doing a lot more of these. So stay tuned for those, and hope you guys enjoyed the video.